In this tutorial, I want to demonstrate how to develop and publish AutomationML extensions, collections, and examples. Imagine you want to extend an existing standardized terminology library. Changing a standardized library is usually forbidden because you would break compatibility. But if you need new terminology that extends the existing library, you can use the concept of extensions. I show you how it works. You create a new empty AML file. Then you make a reference to the library that you want to extend. Here I switch to my local library space and I choose my latest version of my private library here. I create a new version and here I can define that this is an extension. Subc. Extensions have an individual and own versioning, so I can start from 1.0.0 and I'm going to save this file now. I create a new folder for this extension, 1.0.0, and here I store the file. And an extension starts with an empty library. It is the same library as before, but with no content. Here you can add all the additions you want. And here I add a new attribute, which I call deepness. I give it a description, it's just an example. I save it, publish it on my private library space, check it, everything is fine. I'm going to publish it, close. Now it's published. I show you how to use that. Now the subc extension is visible in the space. And if I select the subc, then the corresponding mother library, which is extended, is automatically selected and I can add a reference and I can use it. The magic trick that has happened here is that I'm now able to extend a standardized and finalized library without changing it. This is a way to stepwisely improve an existing standard, to get used to that, to get experiences and to go for the next release of the next version of the standard. How to develop collections. Collections are an empty AML document that references a predefined series of libraries. I'm going to show you how it works. You create a new and empty AML document and here I select some libraries. It's an arbitrary collection now. I make add reference, add reference, add reference. Whenever you believe that libraries belong together, you can put them into a collection. Now this is a collection. I save it. I store it somewhere and then I'm going to publish that as a collection. I have to add a producer, a domain and a content and a release. Then I can check it. And now you see this is not a standardized library, it's a library collection. Then I can check it, I can publish it and it's uploaded and available. Where do you find this collection now? We create a new empty AutomationML document. And you can load external collections from the library space you have selected. And this allows you to bind a collection of libraries that you believe fit together. How can you model and publish examples? First of all, I'm going to create a new and empty document. Then I reference a library that I want to use. For instance, my attribute type library. I add a reference and I store my file. It's now a project file. I give it a new folder, P0. This is my example file. And you see that I have access to the library. Now I can develop my product catalog. I can add a product here, for instance, my robot. And my robot gets a length. So I have a product catalog, I have my robot and I have one attribute, my length of type, length type, and I can now instantiate that in an example hierarchy. My project, my station. Now I can add a couple of instances here and then I can publish it. Whenever we have an instance hierarchy on board, then it's no more a library, it's now an example. The domain is here, in this case, my robot, example, release 1.0.0. I select the corresponding space, I check it, I publish it, and it's done. Where do I find these examples now? Under File, Load External Examples. Now I can find my example. I can open it and I can work with that. In this way, I can share examples about how to use libraries. What do we have achieved? We have learned how to develop extensions of existing libraries, how to develop collections, and how to develop examples, how to publish them, and how to find them.